Good evening and welcome to ERL Round 6. We're at Barcelona. We've had our sprint race, so we're now through to the main race now. So we've got 9 GT pros with 6 who qualified from the GT race. And we're about to start qualifying. Right, so let's just get our settings up. We'll do what we usually do, and we'll probably go on board with someone for the first lap, and then we kind of whiz through. It's only a 5-minute quali tonight because the Euros and a slightly shorter race as well. So we'll go on board. So we've got looking at actually let's stay out for the out lap, and then we'll go on board for that main lap. Just run you through who's with us tonight. It's got Lucky Egg in the Toyota, Hasnagel in the Mercedes, MG Dunn also in the Mercedes, Glossboss in the Corvette, SH Dunn in the Aston Martin, Dad Ledger in the Mercedes, Penelope in the Mercedes, Apex in the McLaren, Chunk in the Audi, the Filthy in the Nissan, Bob Steve in the McLaren, Panda, I've got to set them slightly biased, beautiful Ferrari. Tiger is in the Dodge. He has to qualify mediums as well as a slight performance nerf. Smiley just come out pits now in the Porsche, and we've got JH Racing in the Mercedes. But as he's going to start our banker was first out the pits, at least one benefit I guess of being the host for the race. As we're about to start this lap, we will go on board with Lucky Egg. So just coming out, obviously we're running the new F1 layout, if you want to call it that, with the no chicane tonight. So gets rid of that fiddly section we had at the back, so we're straight onto the main straight. What have we got? So I've got a tailwind, which will help the straight line speed around here, and it also looks cloudy, so maybe slightly cooler track temperatures, which again will help with quality times. So chuck the car into turn 1, riding a lot of the inside curb. I'd expect the pole time to be in the 39s. The chance, very slim chance of a high 38. I'd imagine we'll be in the 39s for the pole lap. Just coming to the end of sector 1 now. So going to tight right-hander. It's more technical, probably sector 2. And now we're going up the hill now for a quick left-right. It's tricky because obviously the camber's going against you, and then you're trying to work your way through. Carry as much speed as possible. As you saw, the F1 cars have flapped through here in quali, certainly not in a GT3 car. It's all about getting a good exit, so carry that speed onto the straight. We go into the hairpin now. Oh. A bit of loss of traction now on the exits, which will cause difficulty. Now we're just into the 2 fast right-handers to finish the lap, and this will set our first banker into the last corner. Just desperate to get on the power. That is an onboard lap, we'll flick through in a minute, so that sets the banker 1:41.5. I'd imagine here's our championship leader. Probably going to be one to watch. Hasnagel now goes fastest on a 1:48. We'll see what our championship leader can produce on her first lap. Really pushing those track limits going to the last corner. But knowing her and the relentless practice she does, she'll know every inch of what she can get away with on the track limit. And we're already into the 39, so we're at 39.9. That's currently 2 tenths faster than what lap that is from Chunky But Funky. He was very quick here last night. What he's going to struggle with once again in the race is the tyre wear on that Audi and being able to drive on the warm tyres. But the Filthy goes P3. I mean, this time it's a great effort. It's one of the GT class there. Let's see if there's anyone that we expect to have a big improvement. Now, SH Dunn I'd have thought would be one Normally a very good qualifier, good in the race as well, but yeah, very fast over one lap for sure. So I can imagine that first lap was slightly compromised. I'd imagine these guys are only going to get 2 runs at this, so it'll certainly be interesting. Wow, what a lap that is from Smiley. It's 0.015 from the Mercedes to Penelope. Will she better respond? Yeah, these are going to be final laps, but she's 2 tenths up, so then we could probably back to Smiley. Whether Chunky can maybe set a lap that can mix these guys, we shall see. But a 1:39 round here and a 5-minute quali session is quite something. Here we go, we'll see. This is going to be it though now. 39.7, can Smiley respond? We shall see. Chunky crosses the line, it's going to, for now, provisional P3. Smiley, this is going to be very close. He's 2 tenths up there. It's very slight, was it, lock up there into the hairpin, but the minute it's going to be touch and go between these two. Last year's champion, this year's championship leader, battling it out here for pole position. It's all going to come down to his last 2 corners. You certainly see that Smiley's pushing like crazy and knows that probably needs pole to have a chance of beating her here, particularly with the Porsche having a few issues off the line. Can he do it? He does it by 0.013. Wow. What a qualifying session that was. You can see how close it is from front to back. I can only think that Glossboss must have had a difficult lap day. He's had really good pace here this weekend, so I'll be surprised there. But yeah, wow, what a qualifying that is. What a battle for pole. It looks like we're going to have a fight for the lead maybe. We'll see. Porsche struggles off the line and struggles on the worn tyres compared to Mercedes. Now we are running a slightly shorter race tonight, so that may help those that have been struggling on the tyres, the likes of Chunky, the likes of Smiley. We know that Penelope makes no mistakes really, tries very well on the worn tyres, but the key this evening will be, can she do that much under pressure? If she is under pressure, that is. Very much like last year's F1 season, it might be a case that that we struggle when it gets to things are different when we get to the main race. But yeah, it's a long old run into turn 1 here, and can't win the race at turn 1 as it always saying, but it can certainly be lost. And then we're going to go for quite a technical section where the car's going to be very close. I'd imagine most of the overtaking will be done down the main straight into turn 1, but we shall see. But yeah, that's some quality session we've just had there. We're going to be underway shortly for this race. Looking forward to it. I think the start's going to be key. We know the Porsche struggles off the line. It's one of its main weaknesses, and it's tyre wear. That's a factor for quite a lot of the cars in here. The cars that are probably best in the tyres here, probably the Skyline and the Mercedes. The Filthy normally tends to do an out-the-box strategy. Now, will he do the out-the-box strategy with such a good qualifying position? That will be interesting. But again, we see the mix between the Pro and the GT class now is the gap is just closing and closing. And we're going to see what Tiger can do coming from P13. So he's still better off than he would have been with a potential Q-ban. We have to give him a nerve. He's pro driver, world records in some cases, Jack, so we have to have some kind of performance nerve. But we are set. So it's a good start. As I say, Porsche not the best off the line, so let's see how this plays out. Obviously we're strictly neutral here, but it'd be great to see a battle for the lead. As suspected, Mercedes absolutely launches off the line. Can they stay in the slipstream? I think if Penelope gets away, she'll do what she normally does. So these guys have got to try and work together if they can. But look at Panda up the inside of Smiley, and potentially takes P2. He does, but Smiley's held on to P3, and that's whilst that'll be frustrating when you start on pole position. It's a better start than he's had at some of the recent tracks. They cannot let Penelope escape though. If they battle each other and she gets away, we see what the outcome is. It's a close old battle here going into the end of sector 1, but the Filthy hangs on. He's got the 2 pros and Nagel and Lucky Egg all over him, and then the GT class leader Dad Leisure in the championship. But Lucky Egg into the grass, that's going to cost him. But look at the front. Apologies we missed it. Panda's taken the lead in the Ferrari. Front 3 are all on softs as well, so I think Smiley's throwing everything at this, maybe to help with the line. But this is the key now. We've now got a different leader potentially than the lap 1. I can't remember the last time we had that. Now what will Smiley do here? This might be his chance. He might think this is his opportunity. Oh, it's close in there. But yeah, what a fantastic opening lap we've had here. We've had 3 leaders in the first lap, which, you know, forgive my excitement, but, you know, whilst we've had some great racing further back, we haven't had a race for the lead yet this season. First race won comfortably by SH Dunn. Penelope's taken the last 4 again very comfortably. But yeah, Panda's going to have to try and hold them off on the slipstream here. I gotta say, that Ferrari looks and sounds absolutely beautiful, but obviously we're strictly neutral here in the commentary position. I might be a Ferrari fan in real life, but we have to put that aside, obviously when it comes to commentary duty. But yeah, holds on through there. These top 3 are pulling away. The Ferrari and the Porsche tend to be very, very hard on the tyres, as does this car behind the Audi. He started on the mediums though, so that will give him at least tyre effects. Nagel's got through, the Filthy's lost a couple positions, Tiger flying is already up to P6. So again, I think obviously has a disadvantage in qualifying, but he's on a level playing field with these guys in the race. He's opted for the mediums as well. SH Dunn struggling down P8. I really would have expected a bit more from him. Obviously his first race back, missing a week. He's been really quick on 1 lap pace, or it was good strategy and race pace as well. Bad leisure as well down T-Tech just shows how competitive that this field is now. But for now we have to really have our attention up here. These 3 are neck and neck. But yeah, can Panda hold on to this? See the Porsche there right in the mirrors. They're sticking with her this week, that's the difference. If anything, is Panda actually putting a bit of a gap. We'll have a good look at the minute what the tyre wears are. You know, Smiley must be thinking if he could just get ahead of Penelope here, it's just gonna not allow her to get away, because then she'll have 2 cars ahead of her from the leads. But yeah, it's close. Chunky's still in P4, he's driving nicely. So, as suspected, so although Smiley's looking after those softs so far, as expected the Ferraris are hitting his tyres the most. Other issue is how long they can drive on the worn tyres, which is something that Penelope and the Mercedes seem to be really able to do. Just drive on those worn tyres. That's the difference. It's not just the tyre wear itself, it's how the car responds to the wear. But so far you've got to say what a start this has been from Panda. You know, GT class driver, that was based off his performance last year where he showed flashes of really good pace, but it normally came with little mistakes and errors here. But he's really started to iron those out now. And definitely a contender. You'd say it's probably a 3-horse race for the GT class championship between him, Gloss and Dad. But right now this is his chance to capitalise and score some massive points tonight. Obviously if he can get the race win, fantastic, but even on the podium here with his 2 class championship rivals really down the field at the moment would make a huge difference. But yeah, he's maintaining the gap. And when you lead him, you know, it's in your hand. If there's any way he could pull here and then Smiley and Penelope start battling, then he'll benefit from the same thing we've seen Penelope benefit from, which is the battling behind, allowing the leader to get ahead. But yeah, weaving to break the toe, perfectly permitted. Once the car behind is within the inner radar, though, it's one defensive move, but it's easily close enough. I'd imagine that's going to have to be more like a 2-3 tenth gap to get to get the benefit of the full slipstream and potentially make a move into turn 1. Great job so far. We will obviously come back to this battle, but let's just see what else has happened. So Chunky But Funky is holding to P4. Tyrway's actually not looking too bad at the minute there. Nagel's, yeah, pushing those, really the front left is taking a right beating. Tiger's 6 seconds off the lead. I think for his race he'd probably want Panda to stay. Nothing against Panda at all, but Penelope seems to really have that ability late in stints to disappear. Now, that might still happen, but she's going to have to get past the car, which she hasn't had to do for the last few weeks. So again, one to watch. SH done in P7. The Filthy on the mediums. I thought, like I said, he might have tried quite often, done quite well pulling off the one stop, which he might still do. I'd imagine it has to be too hard to do the one stop here, but he may be able to. He's very good on the tyres, as is that car, so he might be able to pull that off. And then we see Dad in P9, Apex P10, Boss in 11, Steve at P12, Lucky Egg P15. We saw had a little dip into the grass early on. JH P14. Oh, and MG Dunn has obviously fell to back. I'd imagine that'd be instantly late because he normally has very good pace. Right, let's get back to this part of the front. It's closer now, isn't it? It's a lot closer. But Smiley's also a lot closer to Penelope. Is he going to try the move? He's going to try and force us at the inside. Let's get back to the outside camera. Can he make it stick? He can. Wow, we haven't seen this season. This is now Penelope down to P3. And if these two battle, it could allow Panda just to build a little bit of gap that I think he's going to need, because he's going to hit the tyre wheel cliff first, but Penelope's going to potentially come straight back at him. But yeah, I mean, obviously I have nothing but respect to what Penelope's done this season, but just like real life F1, you can admire what Max Verstappen's doing, but we want to see a fight for the race win. We've had fantastic fighting down the field, but we're yet to see a full battle for the race win. This could be the first one today. But you have to bear in mind, this is a woman who makes no mistakes. So to beat her, not only have you got to be quicker than her, but you've also got to make sure you don't make any errors. Very easy to get time penalties here, particularly this is one area you can pick them up because of track limits. But Smiley's like a man on a mission at the minute. Is he going to send it on Panda here? No, he's going to stay close. If he could, I think what Smiley wants it, I mean, it's obvious he wants to lead, but you can get past Panda without causing minimal time loss to Panda, and then keep Panda not to use him obviously as a buffer, but again, just getting another car between him and Penelope will help with that race win. But Panda's proven here that he's a contender for this race win as well, because this front three have disappeared from the rest of the field. Right, let's get a good view of this now. Looks like he's got the run. As I say, aim will be here to, he wants to get past, but he won't want to get past and then cause a major issue for Panda that then gets gobbled up by Penelope. Is he going to try and make the stick on the inside? He is. It's clean as a whistle between these two. It's what you love to see. Panda now needs to do all he can, obviously, to stick here. He's got to try and stick with Smiley, defend against Penelope. You've got last year's champion in front of you. You've got this year's, I don't want to say champion-elect at this stage of the season, but very much dominating the championship behind you. What a race this has been so far from Panda, and what a race for the victory it's been. I'm sorry we haven't been able to show the whole field, but as I say, I don't want to over-egg it, but we've had a lot of excitement this season, but the battle for the race win we've craved and we haven't had it yet. Now Smiley's getting away a little bit here. I suspected the Ferraris hit the tyre wall cliff the soonest, as we thought might happen. This is allowing Smiley to get away. This could be key moments of the race here. Penelope's going to look to get this move done as soon as possible. Panda going to not really cover the inside line either. Maybe realising that this isn't his race. Oh, but then Penelope has a massive wobble on the outside. Is Panda going to... Oh, he tried to... It's difficult to get through there. Again, Smiley now has a 1.8 lead. It's still a hell of a lot of long ways for him to go to execute here to complete this victory, if it is to be a victory. But I can't imagine there's going to be a huge difference in pace between these two. Maybe when the tyres are fully worn. Panda's gone for the box quite early, so I'd be interested to see what he goes on to. Tiger's up to P4, one to watch for sure. and he's in clear air. But yeah, Dodge not kind on its front left tyre. Can he drive through it though? That's the key. He's not going to want to put himself back in the traffic. SH Dunn, we saw in the background there, was send on the filthy, but now that's cost him. It comes from, you know, the predator to the hunter to the hunted. And now Dad, what a recovery drive from a difficult early start. He's now trying to send it on Nagel, his Mercedes stablemate, but in a different class. You wouldn't be able to tell that right now as Dad's through into P5. And there's a real battle going on here behind Nagel and Dunn. The filthy's on the back of it, waiting to pounce. Nagel's front left is completely shot. Mercedes can drive on warm tyres. Some cars can, some cars can't. But every driver here chose their car at the start of the season, so there's no unfairness. No one's had anything imposed on them. It's not equal cars like F1. Well, that's if F1 is equal cars these days, but they have got the same brake horsepower, same weight, but the way they handle, the way they the tyres wear is very different. SH Dunn is through there. He was ahead at the apex, so I think that was a fair move. There wasn't loads of room left on the outside, but I think it was fair enough. Now the filthy's going to look to try and capitalise on this as well. When does Nagel pit? Smiley's gone for the pit now. Now this could be key, because where's he going to come out and how long will Penelope go on her warm tyres? I'm just trying to see where Panda is. So he's down in P15. He's gone to mediums now. So would that be soft, medium strategy? I wonder. Let's just see what Smiley does here. Porsche pit crew do their job. He's gone to mediums too, but may have to come through traffic. It could be very interesting. What's Nagel done? Nagel's gone on. He's now got Apex up his inside. Could have potentially have two cars up his inside here. Oh, that's very close. Let's get on board with the filthy. I do love this view. We can really see all the weight transfer of these cars. Really diving forward on the brakes, locking back on the power. The filthy, very smart, very calculated, obviously very quick as well, but always good on the strategy. Picks his battles, I think, knows who he's racing. Got the run now here on Nagel. Can he make it stick? He's got to make this without colliding with Apex, which he just about does. There might have been those tyres with taps. But yeah, I was trying to complete a move on Nagel there without running into the back of Apex, but they are through. Nagel really struggling, but will this slight extension benefit him later on? Chunky's in the Audi. Nagel goes on again, which is interesting. So this will be another one to watch. These two had a fantastic battle last night, Tiger and Penelope. Now, they were in the same car, Mercedes. And it's an equal tyre wear. There's no tyre wear in the Sprint Cup, so it was a straight fight. Tiger had just the edge. It would be very interesting to see what the situation here where he's in the Dodge versus the Mercedes. It'd be really interesting to see how that gap works. But again, look, she's doing it. She's just driving on these warm tyres. It might save her a stop. But we'll see when she comes out, whether she's been undercut by the other guys and how many stops that they end up making. As you can see, the gap is slightly extending. Let's just look at lap times there. Tigers are slightly quicker, but at this point now, as the tyre wear really kicks in, the gap's stabilising, potentially extending slightly. SH Dunn's gone on as well. So imagine these guys that have stayed out are pretty much committing to the two-stop. I wonder if Smiley and how they're going to play out their strategy, whether they're 2 or 3. You just don't think you could afford to take one more stop than Penelope, but we shall see. Nagel's really driving on too in the Mercedes. But yeah, but at the same time, you just wonder sometimes, is staying out, is it actually end up hurting you? But Bob Stevo here, it's the latest had a go at Nagel down the main straight. It looks like a fairly easy move. We say the thing in GT racing, there's no easy overtakes, but that looks as easy as you will get one. McLaren kind on its tyres is also on the medium, so they will last longer. Again, I'd imagine possibly looking to do a one stop there if you can make it, stretch it to at least lap 14. Might better do 16 laps with a lighter car in the second half of the race. Penelope goes on too. The gap's slightly extended, hasn't it, to Tiger? She's done 2:44.0s. Tiger did a 43.4 on lap 8, but then a 44.5 on lap 9, which is what's costing some time there. It's only consolation, I know he's not, the Dodge isn't performing maybe as well as the Mercedes one, but oh my god, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? Gap's up to 7 seconds now. But not everyone's pitted yet, so we don't know fully at this stage the net positions. Will the Aston go in this lap? Because that front left is shot to bits. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, no. Aston pits this lap. The Filthy follows him in. Tiger's in. But Penelope goes on. She's going to do a soft one stop. If she does, that's absolutely crazy. The Filthy goes on. I'd imagine by this point they're going one stop, unless they're going to do like a splash and dash at the end. I'd imagine these guys are going one stop. I'd say in a 4-hour race, it's hard to pull off a one stop, but we're going to be running 30 laps tonight, be 51, 52 minutes, so maybe opens up the one stop as a viable strategy. Doing soft on a one stop would seem crazy, but if anyone could put it off, it's Penelope. I'd like to Smiley, they cannot lose time here, so he needs to get this move done on Nagel and done quick. If he can't, yeah, it's done. Like we saw in the race. Oh no, Nagel comes back at him though. This is what hurts. It's a bit like what we saw in the race earlier with Lando, where a strategy may look optimum, but you've got to factor in the it's very hard to factor in how much time you'll lose coming back through the field. Now the flashing lights there for Smiley might indicate he wasn't too happy with the race in there. We didn't see it fully, so we can't really comment on it at this stage. It is potentially a strange battle for Nagel to pick, because much faster tyres, less worn tyres, and so far has shown really good pace. But at the same day, you're not going to get any free positions in GT racing, that's for sure. This will be really interesting how the strategies play out, and hopefully we just see that race for the win that we've been craving all season. The Filthy pits now, so potentially it is a two stop then. Nagel pits had to really, yeah. I mean, look at the tyres, they're completely done. But oh, we haven't seen a lot of JH so far in this race, but here he is battling with Chunky. The main straight, can Chunky keep the position here? Looks like he will. And another beautiful looking car, yeah, I'll do. Panda P8, this is going to be his issues. Tyre wear wise, it's just, Ferrari's just killing its tyres, isn't it? And it can't drive on the warm ones. Tiger's 5 seconds off Panda. As I say, I think what we usually say is until we really get to lap, where are we going to be here, lap 23, 24, then we'll know that it's all net positions and battling for net positions there. It looks, I think Panda may have taken himself, no, that sounds harsh, say taking himself out of the race to win, but just the circumstances here of trying to get past the traffic. few scrapes as well down the front name. Yeah, Chunky's full name is Chunky and Funky, and he's a good friend of mine outside of GT in the real world, shall we speak. We were at the F1 arcade together earlier. He's definitely funky, I can tell you that. So, Steve-O's in now, I'm going to say, in the McLaren. So Penelope's definitely coming out behind Smiley, but I'd imagine Smiley's got one more stop to make than her. She's clearly going for the one stop, soft, which is mad that she can pull that off. The car I use, the Renault, I'd just be spinning at every corner right now. But one, she's far more skilled than I am, and two, it's got a car that just seems very comfortable on warm tyres. So we'll see how all this plays out. It's going to be an interesting mix of strategy. I'd say now we're looking at a battle between Smiley and Penelope. Just because, Panda is just really trying to get past Dad, and at the position now where Dad has got slightly more on tyres, but it might be that more that I think Chunky is the net P3, isn't he? So he has lost the net position. It's a shame he had such a good start. I think again Tiger's going to be one to watch. Oh, one thing I tell you about Tiger is he is always on the limit, and that's why he's so quick. There's no inch left of track. Yeah, it is, as the comment just said there, the way Penelope just drives in these warm tyres takes a lot of skill, probably takes a lot of practice too. You see here Tiger trying to get past JH, that's a nice move, done there. Not a traditional overtaking zone, that's for sure, but nice move. There'll be Panda up next for him. Ferrari's just so damn hard on its tyres. And I don't think it gets the same performance out of warm tyres that Mercedes does. Because again, look at Dad's front left, it's obliterated, but yeah, he's pulling the gap on Panda. He's done a good recovery drive here, Dad Leisure. For me, the most improved drive in GT. Really has come on the expanse. Deserves to be leading the GT class category right now, and doesn't qualify for this race week in, week out, and never looks out of place. And I think he's doing a good job tonight. The issue he tells me is that that car, once it's past 50% tyre wear again, just is very difficult to drive. In a bit of no man's land at the minute. Gap front and behind. So this will be interesting later. These guys, they had a hell of a battle early on. It was clean as a whistle. Great battling. But they've gone two different ways in the strategy. And that's going to be interesting now. Unless Penelope can time it, I'd imagine that the guys on the two stop, well, by simple maths, you'd think would be pitting that 20. So she's going to have to pit before then. So she almost certainly is going to have to come back through traffic, or at least come through some traffic. But hey, I'm certainly not going to question anything here. She's championship leader, and championship leader wise some way at this point, for a good reason. So let's just get to here, because this looks a tasty battle between Steve-O and Nagel, and they're both trying to catch the Filthy in front. Again, you can see these guys pushing like crazy. We should have a good view here from Steve-O's perspective, that's for sure. Get the move done here. Holding 5th gear, late shift up to 6. But the move's done. Next up in the sights is the Filthy. Nagel sticking with him. We're going to look and come back at him here. Light flash. I don't think that's anything on the move. It might just be a tactic to try and off-put. But you saw these guys went a bit longer, but again, just look, I mean, Nagli's a pad player, so it's always going to be a bit hard on his tyres than the wheel users. Just purely because of inputs. There's obviously just be a lot more calculated inputs on a wheel and pedals than you can be on a controller, although saying that this game is not made for controller, but it's a lot more controller friendly than a set of Corsa, for example. Penelope pits now, so we will get to her and see what her plan of action is. You'd imagine it's going to be another set of softs, but where is she going to come out could be the key. But this is going to be a one and only stop. Bit of fuel going into. So the key is going to be how much time she loses getting through the traffic. Now initially, oh, she's coming right in this mix as well. She's coming out right into the heat, the battle here. Yeah, this is the race. This is the key to the race, right here, right now. How much time Penelope loses. Because if Smiley can come out, you'd imagine anywhere close to her. This is where the situation with Smiley's tyres, very warm. But you'd think he's going to have to get to lap, what, 19? If he can, and then put another set of mediums on. But how much will he come back? How much time is Penelope going to lose? This is your race here. What can she get done? And are these guys going to fight her? Yes, would be my answer there, because they can't afford to lose ground to the car in front. Or again, we're going side by side for a flat out right corner. She gets the move done. I'd say from what I've seen so far, she hasn't lost a lot of time, and this could make her strap work for her. Just a Filthy up next. But yeah, this is the race. And like I said, we're complete neutral here. Of course, we are staff members, commentators, but we just want to see a fight for the race win, no matter who it goes to. I can't see the full comment there, Charlie. I don't know why it's not the full comment's not showing them. Just says, please say Bob or Mufasa something. But Penelope gets the move done down here. So considering she had 3 cars to get through, she's got through them pretty damn quickly. So definitely no strategy compromise for her. Let's just see. But yeah, just behind her, this is some battle here going on. Oh, sorry, Joe. They're not racing. I haven't seen Bob in a Gran Turismo race for a while. Mufasa did do one early in the season. I've got to say, Mufasa's come on leaps and bounds in this game. Got real pace, especially over 1 lap now. But yeah, unfortunately, neither of them are racing. But we've got a bit of a ding dong going on here for P7. Between the Filthy, Steve-O and Nagel. Right. But Penelope making real ground here. Again, she's going to have 8 pecks. Yeah, I'd imagine, well, let's say it's done, so it's going to be carrying on for a little bit longer. So Chunky, is he going to... Yeah, that'll probably be his last stop as well. Obviously Smiley's trying to extend as much as he can, because any offset he can have to Penelope is going to help him. They're going to come out. Oh, it looks like she's getting that move done fairly easy. He is going to probably come up behind her. It's going to be whether he can hunt her down. This is the thing though, this is why she's such a complete driver. She's got 1 lap pace, she's got strategy, she's got racecraft. She can drive on warm tyres. You know, this is why she is the championship leader. We have got some wet races coming late in the season, but it's unlikely that I think we'll see any falter in performance there. So we're probably getting near the pit window now for the 2 stoppers. I do wonder whether Panda, our early race leader, is going to have to do a 3 with how early he pitted on the first, but we'll see. But yeah. We're in the battle here for P5. Nagel's fallen off the back of Steve-O though. Again, you can just see how more comfortable some of these cars are on the worn tyres. The Filthy's looking to get this done up the inside. Can he make it stick? Can he make it stick? Let's get back. Wow, it's tight, isn't it? But now Steve-O trying to get in there as well. Just not room for 3 GT3 cars around there. But yeah, it is tight. Oh, Apex pits. Smiley pulls the trigger now. So he's going to be whether he can hunt drive down. Now he's going to have the same issue, isn't he? With how quickly can he clear the traffic in front. But SH done still got life in those tyres in the front left. I don't think Tiger has got much life. Smiley comes out right behind that ledger. Again, so this is the key now. So how effective can these guys get through the traffic in front of them? Yeah, so he's going. Oh, so Chunky's actually is net P2 here, I think. Nagel again, tyres it's completely dead. But yeah, these two have the great. So Steve-O's actually got through here. So it's a hell of a battle these guys have been having pretty much all race. But yeah, so oh, little squirrel there on the exit. Slightly different lines taken by the 2 drivers there for the fast corners. Can he get a run on this straight? I think he's slightly too far back. We need to get to Smiley in a minute and just see how his progression's going. Penelope has cleared SH. Tiger's still got another stop to make. Going by the first stint now, obviously the fuel wear is going to be a lot less this time, but times are quite slow. See down the right hand side towards the second stint was in the 144s. You'd imagine that the guys will be closing in late in the race because up front left's 3/4 dead already. Interesting. Tiger is obviously going to have to pit. But yeah. Now I think Smiley's had an issue because that gap to Dad has grown, hasn't it? I certainly think it has, you know. And that won't, obviously, that doesn't need me to tell me, that won't be doing any favours with trying to fight for this race win in the later stages. But, you know, this is what makes this racing so fantastic. You've got the combination of driver skill, strategy. There's no safety cars for Gran Turismo, which obviously can rule you out of a race if you have an issue early on, but it does mean you see full strategies at play and you get a pure race victory. Now it does mean that you may not got that many surprise results, but as pure racing sport, it is as pure as it gets. Dad's just completed the move again on Nagel. We've seen those two battling throughout this race. Tiger's in. Good to see how many more of these guys still have to make stops. I mean, certainly these two would, you'd think. As I say, They might be in the Mercedes stable, but they're racing different classes. They're very much racing their own races here, that's for sure. Let's imagine that Steve owns Phil Few in for another pit as well, so we should soon see how everything's going to play out. Yeah, that's right, Charlie. There's no safety car. Can be a good thing because it means that racing's generally very clean. Obviously, these cars aren't as damaged. There is damage in here, and it would affect you, but not to the same extent as losing the front wing would be in F1. So it means that you have to drive cautiously in a way because you're not going to have that jet or free car. But what I mean, like I say, sometimes a late safety car here, for example, would put up a real potentially surprising race result, whereas you do get a pure racing result, and also gets to meet that you get the full mix of strategies rather than everyone just pitting under the safety car. So you get everything. You get a mix of strategy, and say racing. It looks like SH Dunn is in for his final stop. Yes, he is. McLaren's also going in. The Filthy, is he going to extend? Yeah, he's going to extend slightly. He's got Chunky all over him. I think this will be a relatively easy move. Yeah, looks like it's completed. Yeah, that's right, Charlie. There's nothing against these things, but there's no ERS, no DRS. You earn every move. So, Penelope leads by 11 seconds. Tyres are shot to pieces, but somehow doesn't seem to ever affect her. We did see before a time to drop in the 144s. That is the counterpoint, though, Charlie, you're right, that there is the safety cars add that element of lottery and drama as well. But this is what's great about ERL, having two forms of racing, different cars. You might race at the same tracks, but different cars, different strategies, different everything, really. But the same great racing, whichever format we do. So I'm trying to see what Smiley's progress has been like. Now he's caught back up to Dad Leisure. That looks a tough gap to put in 17 seconds to Penelope by the end. So whilst the margin looks smaller this week, it still looks like, well, it's definitely her race to lose from here. And I think the key was, one, how she extended that first stint, losing some time as she just wince there as these guys go side by side. The keys were she extended and how quick she got through the traffic after the pit stop, which was her element of jeopardy, really. And you saw that in the race this afternoon. Lando was probably the fastest out right on track, but the time lost in traffic was what really hurt him. So Chunky's tyre slightly worse off. He's in the 41.5. Smiley's time's slightly off that, but you have to factor in again the traffic factor. Panda is going to have to stop again, I'd have thought, unless he just drives through the pain barrier, but he's probably going to get gobbled up by those behind. Lucky. Might be able to drive through him. Tiger's going to the end. Again, I think it's just going to be too big a gap for him to breach. So what's interesting now, Chunky's consistent in the 41.5s. Look how consistent his lap times are. That's right. Yeah, that is right. In the championship, Lucky Egg, who races in the F1 as well, has been right up there, but this has been a difficult track. His car, the Supra, is phenomenal straight line speed, but obviously that isn't a massive factor down around here. You have got that main straight, but it's not gonna. It's a very technical track. And then this man here, Chunky, is very fast. It's in a car that kills the tyres, and some cars can drive on the worn tyres here, some you just can't. It's just a different engine placements, for example. This is a front engine car, as we say, this is a mid engine car, and again, the weight transfer makes a big difference. But I think Chunky is. Yeah, he is eating into this gap. But his big issue is performance after 50%, which we're about to hit, certainly on the left-hand tyres. I think Chunky's in for net P2 here if the performance doesn't fall off a cliff massively at that 50% wear. Because Smiley's got the best tyres in this situation. Lucky Egg and Tiger here battling for P4 and 5. This is net, but Lucky's tyres is definitely more warm. I mean, no, Charlie, on pure absolute pace, it was probably this guy Tiger, but we do nerf him slightly. To me, he's a world record holder at some of the tracks here on this game. So, yeah, if we didn't nerf, and he did a self-nerfing himself and choosing again a quite difficult car to dodge, which again isn't great. And the track around here has got phenomenal straight line speed to dodge, but again, not great for the corners, not great on the tyres because it slides a bit. He's up to P4. It'd be great if we could see a battle here, if this could all just converge at the end of the race, but somehow I think Penelope's going to make a one-stop work. 43.6 last time out, 41.5 for Chunky, but when is his times going to start dropping off? This is what we saw earlier, wasn't it, that Lando kept catching Max, but eventually once you hit a similar ceiling, that the gap stops coming down. I think Lucky is probably just going to try and drive through that wall on the left-hand side. He's got 11 seconds in hand behind, so if he pits, he's going to have to come back through these guys. So I think he'll try and just cling on. I think if you're going to lose a tyre, losing a front tyre, you just won't be able to lean on it so much, you won't get so much response for the corner. Certainly in my car, lose the rear tyres first, which just makes traction and things like just so damn hard. So I think he'll drive through that. He's going to pick up a P5, and that's why he's in the top 4 in the championship, because he might struggle to match the pure pace of the 4 guys in front of him. But if you just keep getting P5, top 5s every race, and sometimes he'll pounce the mistakes ahead and get himself a podium, that's why he is where he is in the championship, and fully deserved. Tiger's in the 41, Smiley's in the 42, so Tiger's catching Smiley. Chunky is eating into this lead. 5.7, crikey, this is almost like a reenactment of earlier, isn't it? There's 5 laps to go. We've got the dominant championship leader ahead. We've got a Brit, well, in this situation it's a Brit on another fellow Brit, but we've pretty much done our best to recreate the Spanish Grand Prix from earlier today. That gap is coming down, and I'm telling you now, I know this man very well. I have obviously no bias, I said earlier, but he's a very good friend of mine outside of racing. If he has a chance to win this, he will go for it. He won't run Penelope off the track, but if you're thinking of racing styles, Chunky is a Max. You know, he won't die wondering. If he has a chance to win a race, which I think this year is going to be like gold dust, he will go for that. And he's really driven around the limitations of his car as well. Yeah, that gap is coming down. Now the issue is he's about to hit the same tyre wall cliff that Penelope's hit. And generally speaking, the Merc is bet on the warm tyres. Now I'm also looking at Chunky's fuel gauge and thinking he's going to have to pit, which is a shame. It doesn't look to me like there's 4 laps of fuel in that thing. He's probably going to go onto softs and do a splash and dash, but I think the race win is out. I was thinking the same until I just saw Chunky's fuel gauge. Otherwise, I think you're right. I think we could have been seeing a race to the end. Now, Smiley's in the 41s, perhaps in the 43.8s. Smiley can stay in the 41s. It'll be very close by the end. It'll probably be the same gap we had earlier. About 2 seconds, I'd have thought. Unless Penelope's fallen off the cliff even more. But do you know what? We're getting a race, which we haven't had this year. We've had fantastic battling further down the field, but it's been the fight for the race win, which everyone's wanted to see. Just want to quickly see who this battle is here. Oh, we will get back to the fun, but Apex about to serve a penalty. It's going to let, yeah, it's going to lose a couple of positions here. Penalty zone here, not quite so costly as you're serving it into the hairpin. Yeah, unfortunately Chunky has had to pit for a splash and dash. So it will be just now down to whether Smiley can feed into his times. I swear De Filthy and Papa Steve have just been like this close for the entire race. But yeah, it's got Aston followed by Nissan, followed by the two McLarens there. So what's the situation here? It's 8.2, 41.5, but he is, the last lap was 2 seconds faster. We have 27, 28, 29. We have 4 laps to go. At current rate, he would catch on the last lap. Now, there's a great Murray Walker said, who I'll never try and compare myself to at all. I certainly haven't got the excitement and voice of him. Catching is one thing, overtaking is another. And as we're going to see, he will soon hit a cliff himself. But this could be interesting. Tiger's also in the 41s, but yeah, he's definitely too far back. But it's a great drive from him again. Let's see though, we'll compare lap times at the minute. So last time I was at 41.5. As I said, I don't care who wins this, but wouldn't it be great if we could get a last lap, all the lights on now as well, as it starts to go into evening. It will help the tyre, but it was a 41.4 last time up, this is a 43.7. So at current rate, it's going to be less than a second on the last lap. He probably needs to, Smiley needs to, if he can, stay in these mid to lower mid 41s, and probably needs Penelope to drift into the 44s, which we saw at the end of her first stint was what was happening. If that happens, we might have a last lap showdown. But that is going to be in a couple of times, so that's for now. Let's get back to this battle. Again, oh, so De Filthy's rid himself of one done in Steve-O, has now found himself another done in SH. I think Chunky's come out. Oh, De Filthy's really going for it now. But yeah, Chunky here on fresh softs, you'd think will get through these guys. Because yeah, he's on low fuel, fresh softs. You can see there's a right ding dong going on ahead. We just caught the back end of that there. These guys, well, 3 of them here are very good friends. We've got 2 brothers and Papa Steve-O and SH Dunn and Chunky. Oh, he's got a real run on him here. Is he going to send it though into the fast right? He is, and he makes it stick. Steve-O coming back at him. I'd imagine, yeah, Chunky will hold on to that. Panda, man, that Ferrari's tough on its tyres. You just see there. I think he's done 3 stops. And the car's about to give up again. We will get back to the front very soon. But yeah, what a row of cars we have here. But yeah, it's led by S8, but these guys are catching lucky, you know. I don't think it's going to be at quite enough pace required. It might be though, because Lucky's, yeah, tyres are shot. So we're down to 4.9, the gap at the front. Last time out though, 42.5 versus 43.8. That wasn't enough last time out. It's going to be close. It's going to be a hell of a lot closer than it's been recently, where the race wins have been 25, 30 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough, but we shall see. We'll come back to this as it nears the final lap. That's just, oh, here we go. SO's done. Chunky's at the inside. Can he make it stick? He said these 2 very good friends, but right now that will be put to one side. But they're all close there. It's a slide. It's a slide. The Filthy's back through on Chunky. Loss of traction there really hurt. But yeah, I bet Lucky Egg's panicking now because his tyres are shot to bits and he's got an absolute posse of cars on him behind. Wow, this is something else. I'm watching the mini-map to see if Smiley gets anywhere near Penelope, we will get back to that. But right now, we have to stay with this. What a battle this is. The Filthy has had this a lot. He's been trying to battle in front, defend behind for almost all the race. But again, I don't want to jinx it as we're going to the last lap. I'm going to commentator's curse. But all the racing we've seen, it's been hard, but I'd say in the main it's been very fair. We'll keep an eye on the mini-map for that front. I think Penelope's got it and we'll give her her rights as we get to the end. S8's done is trying to... Can he make anything stick on the inside here? Oh! He's through. He's through. Lucky Egg. Maybe this race has just got a lap too much for him. S8's done it up into P4. It's going to be a case of what can he cling on to here. But yeah, Steve-O's next to try and pounce. Unfortunately, for Lucky here, he may tumble late on. A lot of these guys have struggled on their tyres too. Oh wow, behind it is really side. Look at this. 4 cars nose to tail. This last lap is balls to the wall. Oh, Steve-O. Oh no, and he takes the Filthy with him. That is so unfortunate. Oh dear, that is so unfortunate. Steve-O doesn't seem to be getting going. We need to quickly give Penelope a moment. She takes the race lead. It was closer than it has been. Smiley P2. Pushed her all the way. Tiger, solid driving P3. SH done. Good recovery. You could never count this man out. P4 is going to be for him. Lucky Egg, I think it's managed to cling on by virtue of what happened behind, but can he cling on to Panda? That's a decent effort from Lucky Egg there. He looked like he could drop like a stone. I can only imagine Chunky's got caught up in whatever happened there at the end. It looks just unfortunate. They were side by side. I saw Steve touch the grass. Nagel's going to be disappointed with P11, I'm sure, and same with Glossboss and P12, but I know he's not a fan of this track. Tough night for JH on the pad in P13. MG done P14. Steve-O has got himself going. But yeah, it's gone from potential P6 to P15. Which I'm sure will be a cause of frustration for him there. As he completes this very slowly. There's some damage to the front bumper, but might be a busy week for us in the incidents, just mainly from whatever happened at the end, but otherwise that was some fantastic racing. I have to say right now there is no stopping Penelope, but tonight the gap was 3.4 seconds. It's the closest we've had for a long while. Tiger in P3, SH done P4, Lucky Egg P5, Panda P6, Dad Leisure P7, The Filthy P8, Chunky in P9. Unfortunate for him, he had some great pace at times tonight. Apex P10, Nagel P11, Glossboss P12, JH in P13, MG done in P14, and Pop Steve rounded out in P15. Just get a screenshot of those. No, thank you everyone for joining us. I think we had a lot of live viewers tonight, which is great to see. Obviously the F1 season, well, as it stands, I haven't checked Discord, is due to start tomorrow evening at Bahrain, which I will be doing comms for there. We will be back next week. We're in Austria, same as the real life F1 grid. We'll be replicating the weather from the real life F1 grid, so whatever weather we get there will be the same weather in our race next week. But thank you for joining. We are going to sign off now so everyone can enjoy the football, and we will see you next week. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.